Hello and welcome to our unbelievably dirty and disgusting rehearsal room. This has been our home for about 5 years. Obviously chock full of goodies. So I'm going to be doing a couple videos just sort of reviewing some equipment that we've had for a bunch of years that we use for rehearsal to record and keep track of everything that we've been working on. Say hello to Michelle. First is my ancient Mesa 4x12. Thing's been beat to hell. So I just leave it here for rehearsal, not to mention it weighs like 100 pounds and lugging that around is a pain in the ass. It's part of my rehearsal rig. I'm saying a lot again in the video. So I've got a single rectifier Mesa head and a G system, another tri-axis, or not tri-axis, another G system. I got this one off eBay for 350 bucks. It was just psycho cheap. And the head was another really good deal as well. I got it for I think it was 700, so not an amazing deal, not as good as the G system deal was. One of my friends was just getting rid of it, and I wanted to experiment with a head as well as wanted to have a decent backup system in case my tri-axis goes down. So the head kind of popped up for sale right when the G system popped up. So the deal with the G system was it was so cheap because there was some kind of a firmware issue and I had to reinstall the firmware. Could have been a really expensive fix, and it turned out to take literally 5 minutes, and it's absolutely perfectly fine. So I've got the head rigged up and running through the G system and a couple pedals. I've got a bunch of them are really just more pedals. A more green mile, a more orange 90, which is basically a phase 90, or 90 orange, and then an elect lady flanger, JHS little buffer, which is great, and then the Luther drive. That is everything in the drawer. And then the cool thing is the G system has a tip ring sleeve thing, so you can change the channels on the Mesa head without having to get like an external loop switcher or anything like that. So the front of the G system shows the processing and kind of the way everything flows through it. So it goes like analog to digital, and then the filter and compression blocks. Then it turns it back into analog, loop 1, 2, 3, 4, and the insert, where you could have like a preamp is what the insert is for. Then it turns it back over to digital, goes through the mod, the pitch, the delay, the reverb, and then finally turns it back into analog and then out to the cab. So, sorry, kind of fighting a cold. So my head and my gear sit over here. My cab sits all the way over there, to anyone else who's playing guitar in my band's dismay, because then they have me just in their ear. The reason for that, we normally put both the guitar cabs over there against the wall. We sort of found if you put them on that side and then kept them together, it was the best way to deal with just the noise that you can get going on in here. And the reason why this is sort of my area is this is where our computer's at. So that is my practice rig. The Mesa single rectifier head I'm a little disappointed with. The tone is fuzzy and it is not defined. I think a dual rectifier would have been a lot better, but they cost a lot more. I think you really probably can't get a dual rectifier for any less than $1,200. And like I said, this head was $700, and it just happened to pop up. A friend of mine knew somebody who was selling it, and it seemed like a good deal. And it's a totally serviceable backup in case something happens to the tri-axis. It's also nice to have the exact same G system down here because I can tinker with the settings, and I'm always kind of learning. You know, I think that's part of being a musician. So that's my practice rig. Thanks for watching the video.